When we're kids, drawing feels natural. Many of us spend hours drawing in our notebooks, doodling on walls, and creating little worlds out of imagination. But then something weird happens. We stop, like a light switch almost. Why does that happen? And why do so many young artists abandon their art as they're about to enter adulthood or adolescence? When I was around 12, I was obsessed with drawing. One day, a friend of mine, same age as me, she said something that stuck with me. Drawing is childish and I don't do it anymore. Mind you, we were 12 years old. Literal children. Her comment could have discouraged me, but it actually motivated me instead. Because my best friend's older sister, okay, now it's a bit many friends at once. So let's call the friend that said that drawing was childish, let's call her A, and let's call the other friend, the one that I'm talking about right now, H. So her older sister had told us to cherish our youth and try to stay as young as possible, like while we're young, because she had personally tried to be older at a very young age and it never gave her the satisfaction that she wanted. So I kept drawing, and eventually the friend I had called drawing childish, she started drawing again because she saw me do it without a care in the world. And I thought about this last week and it made me wonder, why do so many young artists give up on drawing right as they're about to enter adulthood? So in this video, I'll break down the main reasons why this happens, how society pressures us into giving up on creativity, and most importantly, how to get back to making art even if you stopped years ago, and why that's actually good for you. Number 1, societal pressure. Growing up often comes with the message that you need to focus on something more practical and that creative work isn't serious. But they celebrate kids' creativity but question teens and adults' creativity, which makes no sense, but it happens to almost everyone. 2, fear of judgment. Many kids, when they grow up, start to become more self-conscious. A comment like drawing is childish hits differently at 13 than at 7 years old. When you're young, you start listening to how people perceive you because you're still figuring yourself out, and that makes you way more vulnerable. You stop drawing, not because you truly want to, but because you don't want to be judged. Number 3 is perfectionism. The mindset of, if I'm not as good as this person, then what's the point? Or simply losing interest in it because you're not getting that same dopamine rush that you may have been getting in the past. In my case, I'd say that I was pretty lucky because growing up here in Sweden, my art skills were celebrated. People encouraged me. I even got a diploma and money when I finished middle school just because I drew well. I remember thinking, they're giving me money because of my drawings? But imagine being a kid or a teenager that gets the opposite reaction. Of course they'll quit. Most teenagers lose themselves here. They compare their first attempts to someone else's years of practice. But perfectionism isn't a standard. It's a fear response. It literally protects your ego by stopping you from trying, because trying risks failure. And with art, you will suck sometimes. Even if I've painted all of these and drawn stuff like that looks good, that doesn't mean that I can't suck sometimes. Like honestly, sometimes I can draw something and be like, wow, that's very bad. There's always something that I want to improve. Number 4 is time and priorities. School, sports, social life, everything makes drawing feel extra. I actually quit playing tennis because I wanted to draw more. And it's actually hilarious because my middle name is Serena and my dad purposely wanted to give me that name so that I could play tennis like Serena Williams. It's hilarious. I was like, no. I do wish I had kept playing tennis, but the obsession that I had with drawing was deep. Kids do multiple things at once. I remember I would go to singing classes, I would go to dancing classes, play tennis, and then go home and draw. And usually the creative hobby is the first thing that gets cut. Number 5. How to rediscover your art. When you try to go back to something that you used to love but you haven't done in a while, it's like riding a bike again after years of not riding one. It's gonna be wobbly, it's gonna be tricky at first. So if you stopped drawing, here's what I want you to know. You don't need to return as the artist you used to be. You only need to start small, quietly, but consistently. You don't have to announce it or make it a big thing. Just start small. If you announce it to everyone, you might feel that pressure again. So here are some ways to ease back into it. Treat sketching like a private journaling session, a space where nothing has to look good. Try a 5-minute sketch challenge every day. Like, sketch something quickly. I know that 5 minutes is nothing, but the thing is to build momentum with drawing again. You need to just get used to it. Focus on movement, ideas, rhythm, but not results. If you don't feel comfortable, do not share it, because the moment you start sharing and telling people what you're doing, you might put that pressure on yourself again. Pick one theme a day, such as maybe hands, clouds, your coffee cup, maybe a random pose, or small sketches that just fuel your creativity. Getting back to drawing isn't necessarily about skill. It's about rebuilding a relationship with your creativity. Number 6, psychological benefits. Art isn't just a hobby. It literally changes your brain. Drawing reduces stress by shifting your nervous system into a calmer state. It lets your brain process emotions you don't even have the words for. It keeps your mind flexible and creative. And the coolest part, doing art regularly can actually slow certain aspects of brain aging. Because when you draw, you're making little decisions, like micro decisions, non-stop. You're thinking about shape, color, proportions, emotion, the meaning behind the work. So your brain lights up like it's exercising. You improve problem solving because drawing forces you to look at something from different angles. You strengthen memory because you're teaching your brain to observe details. It's low-key like learning a new language. And you build emotional resilience because art gives you a safe, private place to release what you're feeling. And guess what? Your brain doesn't care if your drawing is good. It cares that you created something. Even if you hate the drawing, your brain still counts it as growth. Number 7, the final mindset shift. Think about your favorite artist or painter and imagine if somebody had told them, oh, drawing is childish, and they had stopped. So basically, the world would lose different art styles, lose different perspectives, just because the artist stopped. For example, me, if I had listened to those words when I was 12, I would not have been making this video right now. It's never too late to pick up the pencil again. Whether you're 12, 22, 52, it doesn't matter, because creativity does not have an expiration date. Your creativity didn't die. It was just on hold, waiting for you to come back to it. And sometimes going back to the things that you loved as a child is the most adult thing that you can do. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you, and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah.